Well, sorry, start again. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Twisted Koi. How are we doing out there, cupcakes? It's been a lovely day today, hasn't it? So, yes, not going to be doing a live tomorrow because I'm going to have a day off until I got some bits and pieces that need doing. So I thought, well, rather than not have one at all, why not come on Saturday night and see who decides to come and join me, and we'll go from there. Um, we will be at the farm on Monday. So, yep, was with Rick on Friday and had a good chat, and hopefully we'll be able to do a bank holiday Monday live. But we've got some other bits and pieces that need doing as well. So, yeah, we look out for that one. It might, you never know, touch wood, it might even be at stupid o'clock in the morning if myself and Dave get a phone call saying it's all kicked off. Yep, Friday we were getting things prepared, and I know if Rick's in the right state because I know he's out celebrating Carl's 50th today. So yeah, big happy about to my man Carl down at New Forest. But yeah, if things go well, Ricky will have the parents that he wants for the first round of spawning going into the spawning ponds on Sunday. So, like I say, fingers crossed. And fingers crossed because if they kick off the first night, that will be awesome. And it'd be also be awesome if the 2 seconds. I'll turn this on. Can you hear me all right out there? That was my son saying, "Are you live? If so, the sound's crap." So, how's the sound? How we doing, Dino? Simon, Fenland Lass? Howdy doody and welcome in, everyone. You can hear me all right, can you? So yeah, hopefully either Sunday night or Monday night, we will be able to kick off New Forest New Forest Twisted Koi Grown Show with a difference, providing that the right parents spawn. And we all know that just because they spawn doesn't mean the eggs are going to hatch. But fingers crossed for Sunday night, if not Sunday night, Monday night, and that all things go well. Now, if last year is anything to go by, they kicked off that night. I said to Rick that night, should we come in about midnight? He's like, no, don't worry about it. Come in at 7. Well, me and Dave got there at 6, and he was already halfway through. So yeah, I'm going to be chatting with Rick tomorrow, and he's going to give me a lowdown on what's been going on. So I shall keep you posted with that one. Tuesday, providing I can get some rebar, hopefully I should be able to start sorting out the framework for the new pond. Oh, we've got a guest.
Howdy doody.
Howdy doody, Scrag.
How you doing? Oh.
Yeah, not bad. What's with the green screen?
Green, I don't know, mate. You know me, I'm not used to this. Is it green, is it?
Well, no, you're superimposed on top of your logo.
Oh. I don't know, mate.
How have you managed that? Anyway, how the devil are we?
Not bad yourself?
Yeah, good. Well, like I say, I'm happy because I managed to get some woodwork ordered today. That'll be delivered on Tuesday. So, yeah, I've got 4 3x3 posts come in and 4 3-meter lengths of 3x2.
Is that for your doorway? Is it?
No. That's to go over the main pond.
Oh, oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry, yeah, losing track.
Yeah, so they didn't do 3-inch posts in 3-meter. They only did them in 2.7, which for me was just a little bit too short.
Liam,
But
you're short arse like me, so you're all right.
yeah, no, but the thing is,
It's when Phil comes round and bangs his head, you got to worry.
the problem is, I want the fall from the roof of the pond to go straight onto the roof of Long Block.
Yeah.
So I'm dictated on height.
Oh
And we looked at it. In fact, it was a local company I went to this morning with my mum, and the gentleman and the lady there were absolutely, couldn't help us enough. And yeah, so we've gone for 3x3 uprights. We've got 4 1.5 meters of them coming, and then I've got 3 3-meter 3x2s to go around the outside, and then that's the start of the major work for the main pond, because then I've got to then board the back wall, and then I've got to try and work out some way of tiling the back wall without getting any shit in the pond.
Oh yeah. Maybe get some polycarb sheets.
I know.
You could have covered them over with polycarb sheets, couldn't you?
Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a mission. So that's could end up with me going in the pond.
Oh, that would be funny.
I've got a scaffold plank that fits the pond perfectly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I was out on that the other day when I playing about with my new camera, and literally as soon as I got in the middle of the plank, it's slapping the top of the water. So yeah, I've got horrid visions of me walking backwards and forwards with tiles, and mate, it's gonna get hectic.
Oh yeah. Just wait till the weather warms up, so it's not so bad if you do fall in.
Mate, my mate Pickle, who done the tiling on the front of the ponds, he's like, "I'll do it for you," and I'm like, "Fuck me, bro. I've seen how that plank moves with me on it. You got no hope." And he's like, "Oh yeah, but we'll get a couple more scaffold boards." I'm like, "Yeah." I could just see Pickle getting into the middle of the board and just going.
Yeah. I'm battling fluke at the minute.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
I've just yesterday when I got back from the forest, I treated the lung block tank for Costia.
Yeah.
And this afternoon, I've done all my filter cleans, and once a week I do a scrape. And on the toe side tank, I found Chilodonella, and in the Frankenstein pond, I found Chilodonella, and I was like, for fuck's sake.
The joys of keeping koi, eh?
Yeah, well, I've scraped the main pond, and I can't find an absolute bean on it, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah. Well, I've got one that got quite a bit of mucus. I've got one that got quite a bit of mucus. I've got 2 fish that had got, one had got a missing scale. Them smashing each other for food. Them absolutely ploughing into the side wall. And then I got another one with a mark on it. So I was getting them out anyway, but while I got them out, I scraped them. And it wasn't major. I found a couple of fluke, that was it. So I PP'd, pretty heavy dose of PP, and then I'm going to put some Learn X Pro in tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah, and hopefully that'll sort it out.
Sorry, Lee. We just said right at the start, it all depends on this weekend, really. Well, not this weekend, depends on some Sunday night and Monday night. Because, like I say, Rick's hoping to put the parents into the spawning ponds for the first batch of spawnings this Sunday afternoon. So it could happen early hours of Monday morning. It could be early hours of Tuesday morning. Either way, we will get it on film one way or another. So don't you panic. So yeah, we're hoping that every box get ticked at the right time, and we can say yes, they've spawned. Then once they've hatched, we can say right, providing they survive, we'll see you in a month for your fry and kick everything off. Looking forward to it, really am. Have you shut yours down completely now, have you, Scrag?
Yeah, it's gone. Got it out the garden, and we've done the safe route. We didn't go back over the top. I bottled it this time. Looking back at the video and that, mate, that was dangerous, to be fair. I should have never even entertained that. But I didn't know that my neighbour was quite happy to take the fence out. Because it's not a matter of just sliding the fence out. He has to unscrew it all, to be fair.
Yeah.
So when he said, I'll take the fence out, I was over the moon, to be fair. And Rob Dale brought a few lads with him from the rugby club, and mate, they made it look like work. They picked it up like they was picking a pram up and just carrying it through the garden. Yeah, so it's all gone.
That was a very entertaining yet scary video.
Oh yeah, mate. I should have never done it, but needs must. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But it's all gone. The guy picked it up last week. I just sold it as a whole complete job lot. So he was happy because he could just go back home and basically replicate what I'd done, set it all back up. Then he's already keeping it for you anyway.
The easy pod and the small air pump. What?
Air source heat pump, easy pod, the tank, the backy shower, basically everything. Apart from the air pump can go. I needed the air pump. Yeah.
Perfect setup then.
Perfect for him. I took all the cladding off, but I only took it off because it was easy to take off. Plus, I didn't want to damage it, but I labelled it all up. So when he got home, all he'd got to do basically was just screw them all back on in order. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just one of them, Vince. At the end of the day, you have grow-ons to grow fish on to put them in your main pond. What happens when they're in your main pond? Do you buy more fish? Well, if you're fully stocked and there's no fish you want to get rid of, what do? You've got a tank sitting there doing nothing basically. So, and to be fair, I concentrate more on the main pond now, whereas before I was splitting between the two.
Yeah.
So at least I can enjoy the main pond more now. So yeah.
And how's the new drum?
It's good, and as everybody says, no, they're not maintenance free. I do get a lot of muck on the drum. It's got like a brush, but when the brush goes round, it scrapes all the muck off the drum onto the chute, and it's all building up on the chute. But me being me, I'm always swilling it off anyway. I had a bit of a panic on today because I wanted to do a fairly decent water change, and I'm trying to clean my other shed up at the same time. Unbeknown to me, the drum had emptied itself, and I couldn't work out why it had happened. Well, I hadn't pulled the drum bypass plug out. So what had happened was all the crap had clogged the drum up, and the water wasn't going through the system basically.
Yeah.
And it weren't until after I realised, oh, what a div. Cleaned the drum, and then the water was flowing through as it should. Yeah. So yeah, I'm pleased with it. It's not taking as much time up as the Nexus did. I enjoyed the Nexus, don't get me wrong, mate. The Nexus was a cracking filter. It was just so time consuming. And with my personal life and one thing and another, I just haven't got time to spend and keep cleaning it. The drum, I'll go in and I'll just, as I say, clean the chute off, make sure there's no muck in the bottom. I have tested the bottom of the where the inlets are now, because I was getting settlements of muck. But since putting the air stone in, I get no settlements of muck now. It all goes straight into the drum. Yeah.
I used to have something similar, because on the front of the Filtro, you've got 2 4-inch pipes.
Yeah.
And Simon from up north Koi Pond has got a T and goes on to both, but mine just comes into the closest one.
Yeah.
And what I used to find is I'd get a build up of shit inside that bit of pipe.
Yeah.
So what I'd done was I got a bit of polystyrene.
Yeah.
I don't get that problem now.
No. In hindsight, the filter's probably a bit big for my pond. In hindsight, I could have probably got away with the next one down, because the issue I've got is I can pump all the water out to the filter, no problem. But it's pumping that fast out to the filter, it's overflowing my pond because it's not returning back into the filter as quick as it should, because I've only got 1 4-inch bottom drain, and that's why I run my skimmer line through it. But the flow off the skimmer line, because I only went 2 inch, is not great, but it is doing what it needs to do. And I have tweaked it now and got it on an happy medium. So my levels and everything are fine, and yeah, it's running as it should. But in hindsight, I could have probably got away with a smaller one.
Yeah, I was having I had a phone call from Scrags, not Scrag, Aid during the week, and he's managed to get his Nexus problem sorted out now just by having a little play about with the valves and stuff. So I was chuffed to bits for that.
Yeah, I spoke to him in the week. He says he'd seemed to got to the point now where it's levelled out. He was over the moon, to be fair. Yeah.
Yeah, he was quite pleased with himself when he phoned me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
but it's one of those things you have to tweak. It's all about tweaking your pumps and one thing and another until you do get it right. And once you've got it right, you just stick with that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still fettling my float switch.
What, in the drum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just trying to dial in the clean times.
Yeah.
More than anything, so that I know if it's cleaning for more than what it should be, then there's either something wrong, or suddenly I've got a lot more crap being produced.
Yeah.
Can you see what I mean? Just so that I because the Filtro is such a basic drum. It is literally a plastic box with a drum with a motor and a little double float switch, and that's it. Apart from the gubbins that go on inside the box, and I now know that the programmed cleaning cycle is 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So I know if it's going on for more than 10 seconds, something's going wrong. And I didn't hear it going off the other night, but I went into the filter house just to turn the tap on. I like to just top the pond off before I go to bed. I usually do that as I'm walking out the back gate to take the dog for a walk.
Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't take no notice. I've come back and I've got the tap on, and I'm looking in the pond and I'm thinking, that seems fucking lower. How the fuck? So I've put the dog indoors, come down to the bottom of the shed to turn the tap off, and as I've opened the door, the drum's on a constant clean. And I know what happened. I'd emptied I'd given the two Tempests a bloody good cleaning and purging, and I'd shut the valves up there on the bottom, but where I'd done such a major clean on them, as soon as I fired the pump up, turned the tap on and walked out, because the water level dropped all of a sudden, it then went into a fucking permanent clean cycle for about 15 minutes and dropped my pond by about this much. And I was like, fuck, get it. So, yeah, I mean, plug and play, that they are not.
No. My neighbours lost 10 fish overnight, and it's not a heron, and we've got no otters by us. Oh, you've lost your sound, Vince. Or is it me?
That ain't working, I think.
I think it might be Gary's internet. There he is. How are we doing, Gary?
There you go. Hello, hello. How's it going? You alright?
Do me a favour. Turn your phone.
How about?
Oh, no.
That's better.
Have you got your auto as better?
How are we? You alright?
There we go. So, for those people out there that do not know, this is Gary from the Quay Hut in Heaven.
Hello, hello. How you been?
So, Gary, how's it been?
Yeah, mate. It's all going
How's it
good.
been
How
since
you?
you reopened?
Yeah, it's been. Weather could be better at
Yep,
the moment.
all going good.
We had a nice week, didn't we? But it's been cloudy again for the last couple of days.
Yeah, well, we had rain yesterday.
And rain, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about you. We had rain down in the New Forest.
Yeah, it was raining real
How
bad.
did your opening weekend go? Did it meet
Yeah, really good.
expectations?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely beat expectations. I had a lot of people, old faces turn up. It was nice to see everyone. It was really, really busy. As you know, you was there for the morning of Saturday.
Yep, it was.
Barely even got a chance to get a word in.
And the sun. No, we didn't get a chance to chat properly at all, did we? Because you was like left, right, here, there, and everywhere.
All over the show.
So, have you got any special days with the shop planned for the near future?
I wanted to do something over Easter. We're open tomorrow. I wanted to do something, but I just don't think the weather's really on my side. So nothing in the pipeline just yet.
Nothing in the pipeline just yet. So,
Nothing too special.
with nothing too.
Hello?
I can't comment. This is only the second time I've been on StreamYard, so I don't know how to comment on that. Sorry. I apologise if I'm not responding. Got no sound, Vince.
Yeah, I'll say I can't hear.
Vince, your sound's gone.
My sound's gone.
Are you back?
Am I back?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I'll tell you what it is. It's this fucking.
Come off it and then download the app because I'm on Safari, so it's like going all over the place. I tried joining back. It's just frozen.
Right.
Yeah, Vince, my neighbour's lost 10 fish overnight.
Overnight?
Yeah, he's got. We've got no otters in the area, and there's no heron. There is an heron, but we haven't seen it for a while. But there's seagulls about. Have you ever known seagulls take fish?
Well, they do in the fall, don't they?
He's lost 10 overnight.
But I wouldn't have thought it'd have been seagulls overnight.
Nah. I know there's a fox prowling round, but I don't know whether it's an in-ground pond, it is.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. Not even a fox, I would say it would take that many.
Yeah. He's devastated. His cameras was off as well. He's put his camera back on now. Yeah.
I was going to say, could it be some nomark's been round and fucking stole them?
No, they wouldn't have got there. Nah. Just trying to think. No, I don't think they'd have got on. They wouldn't have got in. It's a shame. He's just. He's had the pond for years, but he's just started upgrading his filter system and stuff.
Oh, hang on, we've got Prison in the comments saying, friend of mine had a seagull try to take fish, caught it on his camera. Luckily, he had a net over his pond. And then Richard's just come in with another one, cormorant. It could quite possibly be, because I was actually having this conversation with someone earlier on today. In fact, it was actually the lady at the fencing place. And we were talking about the koi farm, and she asked about herons, and I said, well, to be honest, the heron will take 1 or 2 fish, but when the cormorant comes in, it will take 15, 20 fish without even thinking about it.
Yeah. It's been during the night. It's been during the night, so.
But then again, I wouldn't have thought a cormorant would be out at night.
No. Unless it's a rat.
No, I can't see a rat doing it either. Not 10 fucking fish. What sort of size are we talking?
I think he says the biggest was 23 cm.
So that in itself is not a small fish.
No.
Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Andrew Morrill saying rats or foxes if it's at night.
There's definitely foxes in the area.
But I can't see a fox taking that many fish. You know, if it's lucky to catch one, I would say it'd be happy with one.
Somebody's saying mink.
Yeah, still named David is saying, I've known rats take fish.
As I say, he's put his cameras back on now. For some reason, his camera was off. His cameras was off last night. He's put them back on now, and he's sitting there with his air rifle.
Don't fucking blame him.
I don't condone that, by the way. Sorry.
Oh, Andrew Morrill is saying that if you've got a female fox teaching her cubs, they'll empty a pond.
Ah, but it's an in-ground pond as well.
Yeah, that one is a new one on me. But like Richard Hines is saying, 23 cm for a cormorant is tiny. You know?
Yeah.
They will swallow fish. We have mink around here. They ate a 47-pound mirror carp at the local lake a few weeks back.
Certain predators leave remains behind, though, don't they? And I don't think he's got any remains left behind.
Is that any better, Gary?
It's well better, yeah. I'm glad I did that. I can hear you all properly.
So
clear.
we're talking about predators at the moment, and a friend of Scraggs has lost 10, 23 centimetre around koi overnight.
What, lost them? They're not in the pond?
As in gone.
Jesus. You got any mink or like otters?
No otters. I don't know about mink. I know there's fox and possibly rat.
I had a customer once I got called out to who had a fox kill and leave loads of fish. Like I think it was like 3 or 4 fish at the side of a pond, but if they can't find them, it's crazy, really, isn't it?
That's the thing. They leave some predators leave remains behind.
Yeah, that's
what I would say.
For a fox to kill a fish, it's, you know, you're going to see scales, you're going to see some sort of evidence in you. They will take them away with them, but you know, they don't just die like that. It would have to be something, I don't know, a heron or something, some sort of birdie.
So that's my only thought, was a cormorant, but I can't see a cormorant being around at night.
Yeah. Oh, you say you lost them overnight?
Yeah, it was overnight.
Unless they were taken early in the morning, because we are getting very light in the morning now.
Yeah, well, it could be, yeah.
So it could possibly have been a cormorant. That would have been my first suspect, especially with that amount of fish at that size.
What sort of pond is it? Is it in the ground or is it raised or
in ground? Yeah,
it's an in-ground one. Yeah.
Do you have any sort of like, I don't know, streams or anything running near the house?
Canals. There's a quarry about 2.5 mile away, 3 mile away.
That's crazy.
You know what? Otters will travel quite a way though, won't they? So if you've got a family of otters in the canal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Warren Coy said a good thing. So, is there any other fish in the pond left that do have any damage or marks or wounds on them? Because obviously that's a good indicator, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll have a chat with him tomorrow.
What happens if I come off this? Do I disappear?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got loads of people.
No, still here, yeah.
I can still hear me, you just can't see me. I've got people texting me now saying that.
Yeah, we can still hear you.
I'm not great on YouTube, is what I'm getting texts.
Oh, bless, mate. It's an acquired taste, and you know, if you don't like being in front of the camera, and you are very camera shy.
I've got to do more of it though. Like even the pond building side
You do.
The shop, like it's such a big part of our business, which we do every single day, and people want to watch that sort of stuff. But I just never get the camera out.
Well, you obviously you don't do the pond building on your own, so get one of your lads to get the camera out.
The other guys were even worse. We've had talks about it. We're thinking about putting like the GoPro on the head and that, so you don't actually have to talk to the camera. You just show what you're doing.
Yeah, you can also get a GoPro, which will go on. You can put on your chest.
Yeah.
Do I have to come and teach you how to use a camera?
Mate, you should. To be fair, you should come down more often. Say, it was a shame that it was so busy the day you and Rocket Boy came down, because we didn't really get to chat.
No. So we will have to we'll have to sort out a day in the next couple of weeks then.
Yeah, that's it. I've just done a
see if we can see if we can wheeze the giveaway out of you.
Yeah, that's it. I'm all.
Everyone out there, leave him alone. Let him talk.
I know it's bad, isn't it? Yeah, I know. It's bad. Thank you.
So,
I'll come in.
What's been the biggest thing for you then, jumping from manager to owner?
It's got to be money, innit? I've got none of it. It all goes into the shop. Oh wow. No, it's good fun, mate. You know, it's the same stuff's been going on. I've been there long enough that I knew what was going on. It's just all the bills that come along with it that I didn't have to pay for before. That I know. Like, you know, water and electric. That's something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's going good. Like, I'm not going to say it's easy because it's not, but I'm sure. I'm really lucky. I'm really fortunate. You know, there's definitely worse situations I could be in.
Mate, and you've got the full backing of the other half as well, so you can't go wrong there, can you?
She's not too happy about tomorrow though, working on Easter, but it's got to be done.
Yeah,
Everyone else is off work, isn't they?
Yep. So, and if it's a nice day like it was today,
Hopefully, fingers crossed. It's always nice to go out with family. From the wife and the kids choose fish as well. It's always good.
that's a new one on me, Andrew. Evening, Richard. Where's it gone? Tell you what, I've got to get a new tablet. Did you see that, Scrag? Andrew Murrell saying, have you got badgers near you? Because they will take fish, and if there's 10 to 12 in a set, they'll take the lot.
I've not seen badgers, but I don't know. I've not seen any. I've run a mile anyway. They're bigger than me.
They're vicious little fuckers.
Yeah.
So you had problems at the shop with predators, mate?
What's that, me, buddy?
Yeah.
No, we're
Have you
all right.
had many?
No, well, unless you want to class rats, because I'm on the railway line, ain't I? So I do have to make sure that the bins are taken out every day, because otherwise you find little bits of packaging.
Yeah.
Which ain't good fun. But no, not.
Oh yeah, rat.
But no, nothing else really. People trying to break in. That's something we've had in the past, but no badgers or.
Mate, if people. No badgers, mink, or otters. They don't have otters in the Solent, do they?
I don't know. I went to a customer's house once, but I think it was Petersfield way, and they thought they had an otter.
Yeah, but the only problem with an otter, it will keep coming back. As long as there's fish, though, it will keep coming back. But a lot of it with the otter is more sport than anything else. Vicious fucking ham.
They're crafty as well, aren't they? It's kind of possible to stop an otter getting in if it wants to.
Evening, Phil. Question: lemon harawaki losing colour, going completely white.
Is it indoors?
It ain't coming back.
Yeah.
Sorry, David. But yellow, just like Benny, if it goes, it's gone.
Phil, a customer gave it to me.
Oh, someone's talking about shows. Someone's echoing big time.
I wonder if it's because I've joined the chat, Vince.
Yeah, you're echoing. So come on in, Gary. You've got the spotlight. Plans for the koi hut over the next 6 months.
6 months, Jesus. There's a few things I want to do. I want to kind of take the roof off the shop so I can get a bit of sunlight in the building, but and start doing some auctions on the website with the fish and get a lot more on the website. So I've only really been doing the online thing since late last year, August time, I'd say.
Yeah.
So definitely a priority is getting my fish online. Working with a lot of other of the UK sort of dealers. Hopefully we can get our buying power up and potentially visit Japan at the end of the year in sort of October time and bring in a nice big group of fish together.
Yeah. Any plans to do any shows this year or next year as a trade stand?
That's a lot of work, isn't it? I've thought about it in the past. It's just beating everyone else to it, if you know what I mean. That sort of stuff just gets snapped up real quick, and I've been in the game for a little while, and it's been something that we've spoke about every year, but never done. So maybe in a few years to come. I don't know if it's something we'll be able to do next year or so, but we'll see. What hopefully we can.
Yeah, because it is a costly undertaking at the same time, though, isn't it?
Absolutely, and I think maybe some of the smaller shows might be something that I attack first, and try and just hit the kind of local market, because online's great and stuff, but it's really the people that I'm providing fish to, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you'd rather be there face to face, wouldn't you? Sort of.
That's it. I'm terrible for a chat as well, so when people
Yeah,
come down,
get him without the camera in front of him, and you can't shut him up. Put a camera in front of him, and he freezes up like a snowman.
I had a bloke come down from Scotland on I think it was Tuesday last week. He got the train down. He bought some fish. They wanted shipped down for him, but he must have been there hours in the end, because we were just chatting for so long.
Vince, can you just plug them 2 shows that's in the chat? One's from Lisa and one's from Tony Barker.
All right, so we got the Mid-Staffs Koi Show in September on the 6th and the 7th.
That's the Ollybush Garden Centre, I believe, in Junction 11 of the M6.
And then we got Tony Barker here saying that we got the Birmingham A Young Koi Show in October, the 4th and the 5th. And as I am a show novice, when we say young koi show, we're talking about size of fish, aren't we? Not age of fish.
I'm not too sure. Perhaps Tony can put some light on that.
That's what I've just asked.
Yeah.
And there was a question there from Susan, wasn't there?
That Birmingham one last year was a new venue, and it was a really good setup, to be fair. It was a cracking little event. I don't think you made that one, did you, Vince?
No, I didn't.
No.
Yeah, that was towards the. That was around
But
the time.
It was the last one of the season, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was when I had just gone into hospital.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, hopefully I'll be able to make it this year, Tony.
He always responded. Maximum size 65 cm, Vince.
Right, so it was size, not age.
Yeah.
So in other words, if you've only got small to medium fish and you don't want to go up against the big boys, then that's your ideal show to go to,
Where's
isn't it?
that?
Really?
Birmingham.
Yeah.
It's Bromsgrove Way. Tony, could you put the address up, please? And Lisa, can you put the address up of yours, please?
Tony, do you want to come on and join us and tell us about it? I haven't got a problem with that.
That's where Si cut his teeth, isn't it?
Yeah, that's where Simon said last year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tony's saying all the exhibitors are sold out.
No.
And is that an open show, is it, Tony? I've got a right question.
Okay.
I've got a lot of mucus build up on my shower, which was from fluke. I've now got rid of the fluke and scraped twice, all clean. Any tips on clearing the mucus?
He hasn't forgot Susan. He's going to come back to it in a bit.
Sorry, Susan.
She's got a fish with Popeye.
See, now, that is one thing that I have never suffered with. So I honestly couldn't tell you. It's nothing I've ever actually had to deal with either. Gary, as a dealer, what would you advise
I'm just trying to
with
find the
someone who
question.
had Popeye?
It's from Susan. She's got a fish with Popeye, but she's just got it come out of a bacterial infection in the pond. So she's asking, should she treat again with antibiotics?
What if he's got the Popeye? Internal bacterial infection. What antibiotics have you got? So you've got antibiotics already? I still can't find the question. Oh yeah, Vince's question. I've just found out one of my.
I've just flashed it up on the screen for you.
Yeah, that's it. Sure.
She's been suffering pretty bad, to be fair, and she's. I think she's through the worst of it now.
Jeez.
It's all. To be fair, a lot of the time it's just one way or the other, isn't it? With Popeye or Dropsy, it's kill or cure.
Yeah.
Antibiotics. What? Like Baytril or?
She's in the States.
Oh, she's. Oh, okay.
She's in the States, so it'll be a lot of it will be different to what we have here.
They get quite a lot of stuff into it. It will certainly help. But then again, you also have to make sure that you're not fighting against the fish with your water. If you can give them a bit of temperature and a bit of salt in the background and keep the bacterial content low, and treat with antibiotics is your best bet in it. It's your fighting chance.
Fighting chance, yes. But like you did say, like Dropsy, it is kill or cure, and I've never seen anything come out of Dropsy or come back from Dropsy, personally. So,
how big is the fish as well? That's another really important thing. Is obviously a larger fish is going to have a lot harder over time or an older fish or a bigger fish is going to have a lot harder over time fighting off them bacterial infections, internal bacterial infections like Popeye and Dropsy. It's not
pine coning. She's saying it's not pine coning.
Just the eyes.
Yeah, so it's not Dropsy. It is Popeye.
It is Popeye. It's a 9-inch butterfly.
Your psychic centered.
Sorry, Susan. Sorry, Susan. No, but in all honesty, genuinely can't answer that one. But going back to the mucus one, if you know that you're definitely clear of the flukes, have you double checked that it not something else if there's still a heavy mucus layer?
Water parameters as well.
Yeah.
Especially after using like fluke treatment.
And what fluke treatment did you use? Was another question. And the antibiotic is, oh fuck, you expect me to say that? On the screen.
Ceftazidime in it. Ceftazidime, dime.
Why does it keep disappearing? Like fucking.
It's not happening, Paul.
Vince Lisa's put the address up for the mid-staffs one. At 8:50.
Mid-staffs.
She's put the address up for the mid-staffs one at the Hollybush Garden Centre.
That's the one, Hollybush.
Yeah.
The maple fish grades, nothing at all on any fish. On pH of 8.
Some fish are just naturally slimier than others.
How long after fluke treatment did you use on detox? Because some fluke treatments take a while to actually fully take effect. Because that detox strips everything out of the water.
Is that stuff you bought? I watched your video on it. I'll say it's not something I personally use, but it's really popular.
There must be something in it. That's the one that I picked up was the Lincolnshire Fish Health one.
Yeah, Paul Reynolds.
That's the one I use. That saved my pond. That did. If you'd have seen my pond that day when I dropped a boo-boo and put the wrong treatment, well, I put the treatment in too soon after LearnX Pro. Phil says it's like your pond's toxic, and then he clicked and I thought detox. 2 spoonfuls. That's all I put in. My whole pond changed, and all the fish come back to that. It saved my fish. Whatever's in that done the do.
I've got to be honest.
I'd already tried hydrogen peroxide, and that never done anything.
Well, I say I dosed with hydrogen peroxide at the correct dose after I'd done PP treatment, and it just didn't clear the water. And yet the following day, I chucked in the correct dose that it says on the container. I didn't even mix it up. I literally just scooped it and chucked it into the pond. It pretty much dissolved like that. But within a day, I'd already noticed the difference in my big kahaku at a couple of raised scales.
Yeah.
Is it the pond detox? It's hard to say, but I do know that it stripped that what was left of that PP. It stripped it straight out, literally straight out. Sorry, David's asking Susan a question. So you've never actually used the pond detox?
Oh yeah, no, not my own pond, no. Or not in the shops ponds even. I've had I've had plenty of customers use it and lots of good reviews, but never used a detox. I've used The other Lincolnshire Fish Health product, Envirex, I found that quite good.
Right.
But
What's that aimed at?
it breaks down like organics, so you know, like the detritus and the malm, if you like, that sort of settles in filters, especially when you have like the filter bays with alpha grog and Flowcore and stuff like that, and obviously stuff that people, you know, or some people tend to clean very irregularly, like. So it's just it's like a background sludge buster, if you like. Same as Cloverleaf's product. But yeah, I found that to clear up ponds, especially that have like a lot of the floating debris.
Yeah. So go on. Question from left field for you then. What's your preferred filtration on a koi pond? And why?
What are we talking? Like, if I had all the money in the world and I wanted an easy life, or stuff I think's good that everyone should have, like type thing. Because I do like drum filters. Don't get me wrong; they're just a pain when they go wrong. I love a Nexus. Nexus of quality. Easy Pod the same. You know, I think for certain people's ponds they're just right, and then indoors, bead filters take the cake. I don't know.
Bead filters. Now that one does shock me.
Oh, water quality from a bead filter, clean correctly. You know, I'm cleaning my beads in the shop every other day. They get deep cleaned, I'd say probably every 3-4 weeks. So we go in there and disturb any settlement, because they get like all sorts make their way into them. You don't like a bead filter, do you?
Yeah.
Or you don't like pressurized filters?
No. I don't like def cans either.
Def cans, that's it. Yeah, pressure filters, def cans.
Yeah.
I'd say
well,
you know, every pond has a specific filter which would work better for them than others. Like, I don't mind bay filters either.
Yeah.
You know, I've got filters in the shop that, you know, still run with jack mat and a static bed of biological media. It's just they're just messy, isn't they? That's the only downside. It's just they're a bit more effort to clean than, say, like the Nexus is.
Yeah. So why is it that you like the Nexus so much as a overall all-round filter?
No moving parts. It's good, apart from obviously the pump, but that's a different entity. Biological capacity. You know, I like the moving beds. I think K1's brilliant filter media. You know, so is like Helex and all that other stuff.
Yep.
Like the ORs, the Profi drums, they're good. But yeah, I think the Nexus is just, I find to be one of the more simpler filters to clean. I guess it's more about cleaning than anything.
Do you know? I don't get me wrong. I've still got 2 Easy Pods and I love them, but it's not so much the cleaning of them. It's the waiting to refill after you've done 2 or 3 boils just to clean. And then you spend more time waiting for the pond to refill after a decent clean.
Yeah.
Can you see what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Like, I see what you're saying. It gets rid of a lot of water, doesn't it, when you...
So I say, the next question I was going to ask then, what's your thoughts on the Evolution Aqua auto clean system for the Nexus and the Easy Pod?
Oh, I'm a dealer, remember? Yeah, you know, again, certain ponds, they're all right. I personally have one in the shop that I manually clean. Yeah, I don't know what to say about them, really. It's hard to answer it, and keep everyone happy.
Yeah, and I'll put you on the spot a bit there. The reason I ask is our Rocket Boy, he had an auto clean easy pod, and it took him almost 2 years of it keep going wrong before he turned around and said, "Fuck it, I'm going to turn it into a manual."
Yeah. No, I've definitely heard some similar stories. I think, depending on what you stop, it's good for the person that's not there all the time, if you know what I mean. But then, should that person really have a pond? I know some people who have really, really low stocking density in their pond, and the Nexus would probably be just fine cleaning it, every other week. But having the automatic system there just does give them that, the sort of fresh water, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It dumps 80% or whatever of the dirt that was collected, and it tops out with fresh water. And they may not completely, boil all that well, and they might leave a little bit of stuff in the pond, but you've got to give them their due. It's something at the end of the day. It's better than, I'll tell you what it is better than, is the pressurized filters that say they're auto cleans.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. But then it's not a drum, it's not sieving out everything constantly as and when. It's a time thing. You can set your time in to be as frequent as you need, and it probably would work really well, but I wouldn't rely on it solely like I would a drum.
Yeah. I mean, I proved that at my mum's this week. My dad bought one of these auto clean pressure cans.
Yeah.
And literally, I was going to do a video on it anyway, but literally, you switch this, you get a high beep, and then you just have to wait for another beep. And yes, there was crap coming out of the pipe, but when I opened it up, and you could see that literally about half an inch of the outer edge of the tips of the cogs of the sponges were actually clean. The rest of it was chock full of shit.
That's it.
Where are you based in, Gary, did you say?
On the south coast. I'm in Portsmouth, or Havant.
Oh, yeah.
Portsmouth. How about yourself?
He's the northern monkey.
Yeah. Yum yum.
He's a yum. What's Dave saying? I don't know, but no more. It's now manual clean. Well, to be honest, I did my easy pod today for my grandma, and even on no disputing that they do catch the shit. They are good filters, but to clean one of those easy sections properly, don't listen to the instructions.
Yeah, you need a few flushes.
Frankly, Cole, you've got a filter you might be interested in. I don't know what's going to come out of that.
What's that then?
2 minutes past 9, frankly, Coy. I have a filter you may be interested in. And he's got his hand up.
But did you want someone join us, Frank, and tell us about it? I know Frank has been dabbling with the homemade filters, and I do think he's under the illusion he's going to take us for a run for our money on the old ground show with a difference this year. I think again.
There's a lot of excited people on this, waiting for these fry to come out, Vince.
Oh, mate, if everything goes the way we plan it, it's going to be epic. Last year was really, really good. And if this year goes half as well as it did last year with the amount of people that we've got, then yeah, it's going to be epic. And like I say, with one of the parents being a show-winning male, or should I say, multiple show-winning male, because it used to belong to Lee Hadfield, and it is a fucking unit of a fish. Oh my word! And the Dragon Ball Sankey we had from the Dragon Ball spawning last year, the quality that came out of them is just phenomenal. So if we can get the combination of that with Lee's Tucano, we're going to have some cracking fish this year. Oh, Gary's disappeared again. Question mark.
Frankie Coy, join us and tell us about your filter then. That'll be interesting.
Why won't it let me? Sorry, guys, my tablet's playing silly buggers again.
You put the link up, Vince.
I'm just trying to do that now. Phil, for me a second.
He's going to join. Give him 2 minutes. That'll be interesting. Oh, just us then, Gary. So how long have you been open then, Gary?
I've worked at the shop for the last 10 years, so we've been there 10 years. I'm kind. Hello?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Yeah. So this will be our 11th year trading. We've been open 10. But yeah, my old boss decided he wanted to get out of the game, retire. So I was fortunate enough that he offered it to me before selling it to someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been open for a little while now, but we're still because we haven't done much internet stuff and we've only really had a website since August. We're only really known locally as such, bit of word of mouth. That's about as far as our kind of advertisement went.
Do you prefer to be the owner or the employee?
Yeah. To be fair, I am still an employee to myself. Do you know what I mean? I'm not benefited. There's no
You got more stress though being the owner and that, surely.
I mean, yeah, I haven't. It is lovely walking into the shop, and I remember when I first got offered it, my daughter was born and I was on paternity leave, and he asked me for a meeting, and then that was when he offered to sell it to me. And I remember when I took the opportunity, and the week of going into the shop, it was surreal, knowing it was mine, and yeah, it was definitely something. But now, like you say, the stress is kind of over. It's kind of taken over the kind of excitement, if you know what I mean. But it's still something. I love getting new fish. We just brought in some more boxes from Japan on Tuesday, which will start quarantining in the next few days. They're just letting them settle at the moment. Brought in some stuff from Saka and some Shinoda Jimrin showers, which are lovely. So I'm excited to get those through quarantine and put some size on them. Hopefully sell some, and if I keep some, then it's not the end of the world. That's my biggest problem is I want all of them. I haven't really got the facility though to grow on fish. I don't have a polytunnel. My whole building's essentially indoors, apart from a section of it which is all under polycarbonate. But as you know, that's UV resistant, so they're not getting the full spectrum of light in there. So if I hold on to fish too long, they end up, they're
it can be detrimental, can't it?
Yeah. So, yeah, as much as I love, keeping some fish, and there's been some crashy goys from last year that, like red eye crashy goys, that I really fell in love with, that I've taken from like, I don't know, 20 centimeters up to like, I don't know, 40, 38, something like that, which I'm super, like, I really like, if you know what I mean. I do have to sell fish at the end of the day, because we're a business, and if we don't sell fish, we're not there, are we?
No, this is true. All right, we've got a question here from Mark Oxo. I'm about to set up a growing on tank of 800 gallons. I'm after filter recommendations.
What's 800 gallons? Like 4,000,
Easy Pod,
3,000.
Tempest. So that's what I'd be doing. And also, Mark, what are you looking at? Are you looking at something pump fed or something gravity fed? Because then you've got more options then, depending on how much heat you want to and food you want to throw out on. If you go gravity fed, you can go gravity feed to Easy Pod, up through a Tempest and over a shower.
That's it.
Plenty for any type of growing you want to do.
Frankie Coy's asking for the link ring, so I've tried to post it and it's failed.
Frank, I sent it to you on Telegram. Check your Telegram, you tip. Mark's saying gravity. Then if it was me, Mark, and I was going to grow some fish on in there, seriously grow them on, then if it was me, if I couldn't afford a drum and a bio chamber, I would get a second-hand Easy Pod, second-hand Tempest, and build a shower and do it that way, which is pretty much what I've got in my growing on tank. I mean, you just got rid of your grow on setup, Scrag, and you were running an Easy Pod on there, weren't you? What do you think to an Easy Pod on the slim system?
Yeah, it was a 500 gallon. It depends how much you're feeding and that, doesn't it? Because I was cleaning that every other day. It was driving me mad. It's if you got the time.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you like to go on holiday and stuff like that, you're struggling, and you have to lay off the food while you're on holiday before you go on holiday and stuff.
Were you running it gravity fed?
I was gravity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cleaning mine every third or fourth day, and I've backed off the feed in mine.
If you've got the time, Easy Pods and Nexuses, they're great, but if you ain't got the time, then I just haven't got the time.
Yep. Here he comes.
I used to love the Nexus, to be fair, Vince.
Evening.
Yeah, Mark, here's another solution for you. This'll another filtration.
Frank, turn your camera.
How are we doing?
Turn your camera.
Hello?
That's better. Can see your ugly mug now.
How are we doing?
Come on, Ed.
So,
The stage is yours, my friend.
so, thank you very much. I hope you're all well, by the way. Yeah, no, so you probably know more than others, Vince, as well as, the ones close to me and who've been sort of along for the journey on this, I suppose. I've been messing around with fines filters for quite a while, for a couple of reasons. One is obviously clarity of water. I've noticed your filters will always take out the majority of waste. But as you know yourself, if you empty an Easy Pod or a Nexus or whatever, you're always going to have that layer of crud at the bottom. And it basically got me engineering head going on how do you strain that out? How do you get rid of that? And henceforth, over the duration of the last year, I suppose. I've been messing around with fines filters, self-cleaning systems with solenoids attached and such like, because it's not just the inconvenience of having a make pond, but I mean, filter floss is 20 quid a roll. So if you can do away with having to make the purchase and also the messing around with it, all the better. I mean, I've put quite a few filters together. Your worst nightmare, pressure bombs.
Pressure bombs. Even homemade pressure bombs.
These are good though, I must admit, these are good. Yeah, that's another story of. So I've knocked up 2 mock-ups of fine filters, fines filters, progressively sort of working out where you need a spray bar, where you need the jet spray, and most importantly, how to run it so it cleans itself. Because, I mean, yeah, as a koi keeper, the less time you spend cleaning, the more time you spend looking at your koi, which is brilliant. The last one, I actually started to do a how-to on YouTube and TikTok. And it was sort of midway through the build, I realized I've cracked it. I've figured a lot of things out that would worry koi keepers using one of these, but also getting it to run effectively. And the last version I was actually running on an open drain. So if the mesh became overwhelmed, the risk was that I was running at the time was that it would drain the pond. So that was the final sort of engineering feat I needed to get past, was how to overcome that. And I think I've done it. I'll give you, it's not, the lighting isn't very good outside. It's this time of year, even still.
Well, hang on a second then. Let me do this.
Quite dark. But I have actually built one. Well, I've had one manufactured. I fitted it out and it is running now. It's Wi-Fi controllable, so you can adjust the timings to whatever timing frequency suits the time of year versus feeding and waste production, which then can be reduced again in the winter. I mean, you can turn it off in the winter by all means, but you can adjust through a Wi-Fi control on an app the cleaning frequency. Mine's currently every 30 minutes for 2 minutes. It's a thing of beauty, it is. I apologise for the lighting because it isn't very good. How do you turn it around? Anyway.
Not
So, I don't know how well that shows up there. But that is said automatic self-cleaning fines filter, which is actually just kicked in. So it's currently flowing at 4,000 litres an hour. You do need a twin socket, so you need a twin socket, one for the booster pump and one for the solenoid and Wi-Fi unit. It's a full-size crate, so it's 640 by 450, I think it is. The crates that we chop down for backy showers. I'll give you a quick glimpse, but I can't let you see it too long because it's, yeah.
Oh, wow.
But
that looks intricate.
I've produced the best sort of standard, best sort of quality I possibly can, if I'm honest. I work in the construction industry and I'm a quality inspector, and quality is key. Not only that, but I want a nice looking product. It's black, it's gloss black. You can have it in fluorescent pink if you want it in fluorescent pink. And there are 2 sizes available, mate. So they are known as #1 and #2. #1 is the smaller unit, #2 is the bigger unit. And I'm currently at the moment fitting out one of each in my grow on that's going to beat you this year.
So you think?
Have you not
So
seen have you not seen the DEFCON technology in here? So there's 2 units, 2 different sizes, 4,000 litres max flow, 2,000 litres max flow on the small one. The waste, I'll tell you how it works. The waste is jetted down into a trough from the trough, that then jets out to waste.
Right.
So the system basically self-cleans itself. It's not maintenance-free, which somebody put in the comments before. There's no such thing. There always will be routine maintenance to do on any filter, whoever's designed it or built it.
100%.
But it does what it says in the tin. I mean, I can take a spoonful of crud off that screen when it's filtered and show you the evidence. The beauty of it is you don't need filter floss, and you just need to stick in your head in it every now and then just to see how it's doing, basically.
So when's it going to production?
It's in production now. These are the first 2 units that I'm putting together here now. It's a very easy, clean system. I can show you.
So are they a pump fed?
So you can have it pump fed or gravity fed. It depends on the height of your pond. So you take it from a skimmer typically, and then you pump it back in if your skimmer's high enough.
Yeah.
So the highest point on #2, dead center to the pipe, which is a 40 mil pipe, is 700 mil dead center. So as long as you've got the height and the flow going through from the skimmer on gravity feed, you can pump it back. Mine currently is working on a pump feed and gravity return. Inside these things, there's 2 separate chambers at the bottom. Inside the 2 chambers, you can put whatever sort of media flicks your switch. In the biggest chamber, I've got oyster shell, and in the smallest chamber, I've got zeolite. So it's managing my ammonia and my pH at the same time. So it's not just a fines filter. The filtered water going back out into your pond is then going through another 2 processes, which is optional. If you don't want that, there's a removable panel, and you can fit an amalgam UV 600 mil. You've got a question, Vince?
How easy is it to access the zeolite? Then?
This easy. Take the lid off. Disconnect from your flexi hose that will come through. That whole spray bar will pop out. Your mesh screen will slide out, and your zeolite's in there. 3 motions, and you can access the internal parts of the chamber.
Nice.
Very simple. Return that. You'll return your spray bar, which has set lugs for securing it. You'll reconnect to water. You put your lid back on, and then you go back to sitting in front of your pond and watching your fish.
How do you stop the spray bar spraying?
Pardon?
How do you stop the spray bar spraying the shit back into the pond?
That's a trade secret.
Oh.
The water that goes down the tray will reintroduce your new water into your pond, much the same as a drum filter will. So you'll need to manage your ammonia depending on the duration of the spray and the amount of fresh water going back in. One of the things that hasn't been solved as far as I know is how to get your water flow through a dechlorinator with a booster pump, because it'll just literally suck your dechlorinator inside out, which is the sad part. But I mean, I have a Wi-Fi dosing unit, so every time there's a clean, I have dechlorinator injected. I think it's 2.5 mils per clean cycle. So,
could you not use some sort of header tank?
You could do if you wanted to do that. I mean, by all means. I mean, yeah, use a charcoal lined, header tank system, or already dechlorinated water.
Yeah, that's it. Because that's what I use on one of my drum systems. Is an already dechlorinated header tank for top up and to a booster pump, which obviously
that's one way of doing it. Unfortunately, the size of my garden determines that I'm already using next door's garden space as well in some instances.
My other question would be, you said about it needing a booster pump and then the solenoid. Could you not run it off a mains pressure to the solenoid?
So this is the thing. So number 2, which is the biggest unit, that needs a booster pump because the spray bars are not one nozzle. They're different nozzles to get different spray patterns.
Yeah.
The smaller one, number 1, you can do that off mains pressure.
Yeah, makes sense.
So that makes that unit that little bit more affordable as well.
Mm.
And you've
Yeah,
got
such
Mark
a
Watson in the comments is asking how much. Frank?
message me. We'll discuss it. I'm
Mark
actually
was
working
asking.
on I'm working on a couple of things at the minute. Another one's a self-cleaning twin-based system, actually.
Mark has got an 800-gallon tank that he wants to filter, and he was asking about different filters, and that's when obviously you popped up and said you got one of interest, and I think that's why he's jumped on him. So he could be a guinea pig.
If anybody's interested, just message me. I'm on YouTube, TikTok. I'm discussing with it. Sorry, Vince.
What's the best way of people getting in touch with you, Frank?
YouTube channel, TikTok channel. I mean, if you've got my number anyway, obviously that would be a primary route to go down. Get in touch with Vince. Even Vince can get in touch with me if that's okay,
Yep.
Vince.
Yep, no problem, mate. Not a problem.
I mean, Vince is partially responsible for this monstrosity, to be fair, and I've already discussed this with him.
Is that what you're doing in one in pink?
Well, every bit of filtration I've ever had, I've made. I've never bought any filtration whatsoever.
No.
And it's watching, YouTubers putting stuff together. I mean, Eden Coy, everybody. You watch them, you learn, you modify it, you improve it, you adapt it, and you end up with the beast before your eyes.
So it's my fault he went down the home build filter rabbit hole.
It doesn't mean I'm sending any sort of any kind of royalties your way, Vince. I'll send you a cigar, Vince.
Damn.
My wife hates you, Vince. She absolutely hates you. This was potentially once.
I'll take that.
Maybe more. This was an opportunity to, when I took the home office out, this was an opportunity to have more room in the garden, and it's become what can only be described as the control center from Chernobyl. It's all your fault, Vince.
Mate, I'll take that blame. I'll take that blame.
It's been an interesting journey. I think, there's been a couple of, the pressurized barrels, for instance. I mean, you don't actually have to take the lid off to clean them. They clean under pressure, so the air goes straight into the barrel. You boil it, and then you have to alleviate the pressure from the air introduced to boil them, but you don't have to take the lids off. Yeah, it's. I think you're guilty of most people having tinkered with the occasional filter here and there.
Hey, mate, I reckon everyone during their koi lifetime, at one point in time, has built a filter one way or another.
Well, this is it. I mean, a lot of people, I've watched a lot of videos, even David and Kai. There's even some Malaysian videos on YouTube where guys have tried to put together a fines filter, system that runs efficiently. I just sat there thinking a bit longer, I think, than most people would. I mean, like till 2 or 3 in the morning, that is, and came up with this. Yeah.
Simon's asking. Zeolite, for what purpose? Hang on, it's disappeared on me. My tablet's doing fucking silly things. Right. Try again. Zeolite, for what purpose? If your filters are mature, or did I miss what he was explaining?
Yes, the zeolite deals with ammonia, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So prevention, my sort of mentality is prevention is better than cure. Nitrite, nitrate are products of ammonia. If you're controlling your ammonia, you're inherently already controlling the potential for nitrite and nitrate spike.
Do you not worry about starving your filters?
Pardon?
I said, do you not worry about starving your filters?
No, because my filtration system, so the fines filter is split 50-50 with my barrel filters, which is my static bed and my moving bed.
Yeah.
So it branches off from that. So there always is pond water going through the main filtration.
Yeah. I think that's what the bloke, whoever it was, I didn't read it. Simon. Yeah, I think that's what he was getting at.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a method of control. The crazy thing is, when I took the original prototype systems off, so I had an oyster shower along with some typical backing media. But within the fines filter, I also had the oyster shell and the zeolite. That was sort of the proving ground or the testing ground of the product. And, you know, literally I was showing people how to build it, which was the crazy part, I suppose. But that's kind of koi culture, isn't it? In koi community, you show people how to do stuff. But I realized I was onto something which actually might be kind of viable. And as soon as I took that original fines filter off and the oyster shower filter off, my pH crashed straight away. So the proof in the pudding was that not just the system itself as a fines filter, but having those separate chambers with the zeolite and the pH control was literally, it had found a happy medium, and taking those off, it had caused an interruption in the sort of balance in the pond system.
So how often are you having to recharge your zeolite?
I've just done it, and it's the first time I've done it in about 6 months, I think, Vince. I left it in salt water for 24 hours.
I guess you wouldn't know if it was completely saturated because the rest of your system's taken care of.
Yeah.
The ammonia.
Yeah, that's what I was.
The moving bed's very well matured, really well matured. It's obviously doing what it needs to do. Yeah, I was just staggered at how I'd interrupted such a system that had balanced itself so well.
Definitely thought-provoking, that's for sure, mate. And
my pond water is like it's crystal. I mean, my systems generally are kind of quite well maintained and pretty clear.
Yeah.
But that's just a pressure barrel, that. But the main pond, I mean, it is quite dark. I can show you if you want, but it is quite dark. It's made such an improvement to the water quality. It's unbelievable. I apologise. It is dark. I don't know how well you can see that.
Yeah, it's real clear.
Yeah, it's looking good from what I can see.
Apologies. Yeah, the light's very poor in the back garden. I'm in Salford, you know. It's light bulbs are expensive. But the quality of the water, it is absolutely crystal.
Well, I will gladly take that for inspiration.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting journey. It really has. Really interesting.
Good. Well, on that note, we've been rattling here for a good hour and a half, so I'm going to round it up here. Anyone interested in Frank's new filter, hit him up, Frankly Clay on YouTube or Frankly Clay on TikTok. Do you have a Facebook page?
I don't actually. I only use Facebook for my other hobby, which is scuba diving.
I see. So anyway, on that note then, Frankly Clay on TikTok and on YouTube. I'd like to say a massive thank you to Scrag for joining along. I'd like to say a massive thank you to Gary for joining along.
Thank you for inviting me.
Won't be live tomorrow, guys and girls, but we will be live Monday at New Forest, whether it's early hours of the morning or whether it's in the afternoon. All depends on the girls and guys in the spawning tunnel. As always, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, and all that shemizzle. I've been Twisted Curry. You lot out there, you know you're great, and we will see you next weekend.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, Vince.
Thanks, guys.